This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'm going to analyze 5 stakes races at Aqueduct on Saturday, November 8th. And the past performance data in this video provided by todaysracingdigest.com. And if you want the complete digest for Aqueduct Saturday, November 8th, you can find that at todaysracingdigest.com. And I will include a link to the complete digest page in the video description below. Now we'll start the analysis. I'll give out my top choice in this first race, and this will be the third race on the card. The first race I'm handicapping in this video, and that is the Dwyer Stakes. 3-year-olds, 1 mile around 1 turn on the main track. And we're going to look at the track profile. 22 races at this distance, 59% of the time front runners win, 23% of the time pressers win. So we're definitely looking for a horse with early pressing speed. Now we'll look at the top contenders. Tip Top Thomas from the inside post should be forwardly placed. John Velasquez is going to ride for trainer Todd Pletcher, and he is one that the track profile has been playing in his favor in some of the tracks he's been running at recently, and the race flow has been in his favor as well. So he's in good form, and he is a contender in here. And Disco Time, number 2, is the favorite. This one has yet to lose. 4 for 4 lifetime. He's done well sprinting, routing. He can handle a fast track and a wet track, and he's also versatile. He's been able to set the pace, rally from off the pace, and track the pace as well. Stars and Stripes, number 4, is a contender in here for trainer Bill Mott. He's in good form. He hasn't run since July, but he was running well at Saratoga in mile and an eighth races. And now he's going to cut back to this 1-turn mile, and we'll see if he can keep up with some of these other horses at this shorter distance coming off the layoff. And then number 6, Crudo, also trained by Todd Pletcher, just like Tip Top Thomas. He's one that can be forwardly placed. He was in good form earlier this year. Then he stepped up and faced better horses recently, and he struggled. So we'll see if he can bounce back. So Crudo tries to bounce back. Stars and Stripes tries to cut back in distance and be competitive. Tip Top Thomas has to overcome the inside post in here. As I said, he's had the race flow in his favor recently. So I'm going to go with Disco Time, making his second start after a layoff. Now, in an early Kentucky Derby points race in January in the Grade 3 Lecomte Stakes, he caught the slop, and he rallied from far back to win that one. That was his first start around 2 turns. And then last time out, he returned in the St. Louis Derby, and he went right to the front, and he wired the field easily. So I like that running style versatility. Second start after a layoff. He seems to still have upside. He loves to win races. And Disco Time, not a flashy pick, but I think he's the most likely winner of this event. Now we're going to do the fourth race, the Pumpkin Pie Stakes for fillies and mares, 7 furlongs on the main track. Once again, we'll look at the track profile. 13 races at this distance, 69% of the time front runners win, 15% of the time pressers win. Again, we're going to look at the top contenders and the running styles that they will probably be using in this event. Nick Style, number 1, coming off a layoff for Bill Mott. He's always right there. He's only lost once, so he loves to win races. He can be right up on the pace from the inside post, but this isn't an easy distance to return off of a layoff and win a race like this. Some other horses that could be forwardly placed, definitely looking towards the outside for the top contenders. Patricia Ann, that horse number 7, really likes the Aqueduct main track, good form. And then number 8, Weigh the Risks, the favorite in this event, has some of the best numbers in this field and has good speed, the outside post. Now, typically when I'm playing these extended sprints, I like to go right out and look at the outside first to see if some of the horses breaking from the outer posts have early pressing speed, because typically coming out of the chute, these extended sprint races, horses from the outside with that good tactical speed typically can work out good trips. So Weigh the Risks should be able to work out a good trip from out there. But I'll go with Patricia Ann, a little bit of a better price than Weigh the Risks. As I said, this horse likes Aqueduct, in decent form, and fits on class. And I just think that this one is good enough to be competitive here. And now we'll look at the fast figs. And it definitely points to 3 horses in here. Weigh the Risks with a 132 fast fig. And the fast fig is a combination number of a class rating and a performance rating. And Weigh the Risks with a 132, Patricia Ann with a 131, and Nick's Style with a 130. So one of those 3 horses is probably most likely to win this event, but I will go with the 7, Patricia Ann. And if you're looking for a late runner, Scalable for trainer Todd Pletcher. Scalable is capable from off the pace of rallying if the pace does get hot in here. And the next stakes race on the card for Aqueduct, Saturday, November 8th, That'll be the 7th race, the Grade 3 Hill Prince for 3-year-olds, a mile and an eighth on the turf course. And the first thing we're going to look at in here is the Fast Figs. And the Fast Fig horse in this race is the one, Noble Confessor. He is a 133 Fast Fig, so that's clearly better than the other horses. And he is 5-1 for trainer Todd Pletcher. And I've always liked this horse, and I am going to pick him on top in this event. Now, he was won as a 2-year-old. He was stakes placed, just finishing behind Zulu Kingdom. And Zulu Kingdom is a multiple stakes winner on turf for trainer Chad Brown. And he was good earlier this year. And Noble Confessor, after that, he competed in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. And he ended up splitting a 12-horse field last year. And then he was able to break his maiden in a turf race at 1 mile and 3/16 on turf this year. And then he went to Kentucky Downs in the Grade 3 Nashville Derby. He ended up weakening that day, not running a spectacular race there. But Kentucky Downs is a turf course that's tricky. So I'm just going to draw a line through that one. And then last time, 1 mile and 3/8 on turf in a Grade 2 event of the Jockey Club Derby. That was a good effort at Aqueduct on October 4th. And he was able to finish 2nd that day. So that was a good effort Noble Confessor comes out of. And they're going to put blinkers on. Kendrick Carmouche is going to ride. And he's 11 for 44 with trainer Todd Pletcher. And he's got some speed, and this race seems to be lacking some speed. So from the inside post, putting blinkers on with Carmouche getting aboard, I think he might try to go out to the front. And if he can relax and get out there, he might be tough to catch, and he might offer a little bit of value as well. Now, number 6, Stars and Strides, is the horse to beat in here. He fits on numbers. He has the comprehensive performance rating, which takes into account pace, final time, and closing fraction. He has a 142. He has the best co-final time as well, a 137 in that final rating. So that was a good effort there. And he's won that good late pace rating last time as well for trainer Bill Mott. Junior Alvarado is going to ride. Stars and Strides will probably run a decent race as the favorite. And then a couple other horses maybe to throw in underneath. Number 7, Griffin's Wharf. This one, for final rating, he also has a 137, just like Stars and Strides. So he fits with these, and he can be forwardly placed. And then number 9, Tiz Dashing. This one has a 135 final time rating, and I think he might be able to hit the board at a little bit of a price if he can work out some kind of trip out there from post 9. But Noble Confessor is going to be my value top choice in that event. Now we're going to go to the 9th race. That's the next stakes race on the card. And the 9th race is the Grade 2 Mother Goose for 3-year-old fillies at 1 mile and an eighth on the main track. And in this race, we're going to look at the fractional charting. Now, I did a video earlier this week about the fractional charting, and this is basically the digest handicappers projecting the final times and the fractions as well in the race, how the horses are expected to run under today's conditions. And cue the duck boats. That one has the best fractional charting. That's number 7. Fully Subscribed, number 6, with the second best. And then So There She Was, number 8. Now, one of the things that I'm going to go look at in this race, some of the horses in here have experience in stakes races like Lemon Zest. You have So There She Was, Drexel Hill coming off of a layoff. She hasn't run since the Kentucky Oak. She's your morning line favorite. Maybe she needs this race. Maybe there's not enough pace in here. So some of those horses and some others also have some stakes experience. But I'm going to try to beat those horses with stakes experience. I'm going to look for the up-and-coming horses. Now, cue the duck boats for trainer Bill Mott, moving back to the main track after running on the all-weather track at Woodbine last time out. So I do think that just based on the fractional charting, she does fit. She has the numbers to compete with these, and she did finish in front of Fully Subscribed a few starts back. But Fully Subscribed was coming off of a layoff that day. So Cue the Duck Boats is one of my contenders, but not my top contender. Now, being myself from the inside post, that one's improving for trainer Cherie DeVoe. Improved the final time ratings in all 3 starts, went from an 84 to a 110 to a 123. That one fits in here. Chad Brown has a couple, Fully Subscribed, and then Philly Freedom. Philly Freedom's getting faster. And we'll see if she can step up from the maiden ranks. But I'm going to go with Fully Subscribed as my top choice in here. Now, Fully Subscribed had a 116 final time rating in the debut, and then a 111 second time out when Cue the Duck Boats beat that one. But as I said, coming off of a layoff, because she began her career October of 2024. And then when she ran against Cue the Duck Boats at 1 mile at Saratoga, that was on September 1st of this year. So coming off of a long layoff, she finished 3rd that day. And then last time, 1 mile and an eighth That was a good effort at Aqueduct, optional claiming race. Her speed rating jumped up, so I like that she competed at this 1.125 distance, and she earned a better speed rating there. She has tactical speed to work out a good trip, and Dylan Davis is going to ride this one. He's been riding this filly each of her 3 starts, so she looked good in the debut, easily winning at 7 furlongs at Aqueduct, and then she returned from that layoff at Saratoga and ran okay, moved forward, 2nd start after a layoff, now 3rd start of the year, back at this 1.125 distance with tactical speed and a lot of upside. Fully Subscribed is going to be my top choice in here, but the others I said that you can definitely use, number 1 being myself, number 7, Cue the Duck Boats, and then number 5, Philly Freedom. So those are the 4 horses that I like the most in that event. And then race 10, the final stakes race on the card at Aqueduct on Saturday, November 8th, the Grade 3 Long Island, a mile and 3/8 on the turf course. And again, we're going to look at the fractional charting in here. You see that Amber Cascade, the horse with the top fractional charting. And again, fractional charting, that it's just the digest handicappers picking a performance line from the past performances that best suits today's racing conditions. And Amber Cascade has the best final time, the best projected final time. Beach Bomb with the 2nd best, then Alluring Angel, and then Grayosh has the 4th best. And some of the other numbers in here, you're going to look at the fire numbers, and Grayosh with the 97 has the best fire number. Amber Cascade for the CPR, that's the comprehensive performance rating, the fast fig, and the final rating. So Amber Cascade looks like a solid contender. So those are the top contenders in here. Amber Cascade also has some good class ratings. Beach Bomb for trainer Graham Motion has some good class ratings as well. And that one's had some competitive final time ratings as well. Was in good form earlier this year, winning a couple of graded races, a 1 3/8 and a 1.5 miles on turf at Gulfstream. Tailed off a little bit, and now it seems to be back into form again. So Beach Bomb, number 3, definitely one you can use. No Show Sammy Joe, that one for trainer Graham Motion, was 2nd in this event last year. See if she can go better and win it this time. She exits a stakes win at Laurel. And for that race, she was wide throughout, slow pace, and she was able to win by a nose as the heavy favorite. I'll throw her in as a live long shot in here. Amber Cascade, definitely a horse you can use in there for trainer Mike Maker. They took her to Southern California for the Grade 2 Rodeo Drive Stakes last time out. They wanted to try to qualify for the Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf, but she wasn't able to do that. She was up on the pace that day. I thought she'd be coming from off the pace. They had her up on the pace. She likes to rally from off the pace, so I'm expecting a more patient trip for her in this event. I'm going to go with the 2 Grayosh for trainer Chad Brown. And for this one, Flavian Pratt's going to ride. So a good jockey trainer team here. And Grayosh does fit with these. And maybe she'll like this longer distance. She seems to be a horse that can handle some longer distances, at least up to 1.125 miles. So we'll see if maybe she can do better stretching out to 1 3/8 miles. As I said, look at that fire number of 97. As I said, on fractional charting, she's 4th. She's 5-1 in here. She's got an inner post with the ability to grind away in the stretch and maybe wear down the speed horses. So Grayosh, number 2, is going to be my top choice. But also, don't overlook number 8, Amber Cascade in here, the 3, Beach Bomb, the 1, No Show Sammy Joe as a live long shot in this event. So that'll wrap up my look at the 5 stakes races at Aqueduct on Saturday, November 8th. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, you'll find my full cards at todaysracingdigest.com on my handicappers page at that website, or at my personal website, therunawayhorse.com, on my shop page. And I do full cards at Del Mar each day. And their fall meet goes from November 8th now. It started last week. But now the fall meet goes from November 8th through November 30th. And I'll be doing full cards each day that Del Mar runs. And I do bonus stakes races from around the country on weekends as part of my full cards at Del Mar. And don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.